Hi guys, how are you doing? This is from techcentury and this is my video comparison of, on the one side, the HTC Desire X and then on the other side the Xperia Sola, two mid-range Android smartphones of 2012. Now when it comes to hardware, both of those phones are fairly similar. We see a dual-core processor on both of those phones, both running at 1 GHz as well. The cameras are also a similarity. We find a 5 megapixel rear-facing camera with an LED flash on the back on the HTC, and the same on the Sony Xperia Sola, also a 5 megapixel camera with an LED flash. Here we also see that the Xperia Sola features NFC, which is a feature that's missing on the HTC Desire X. Taking a look at this screen, we definitely notice a difference. For once, we have a 3.7-inch screen on the Xperia Sola with a resolution of 480x854 pixels, and this results in a pixel density of 265, which is fairly high for such a mid-range smartphone. Then on the left side, with the HTC Desire X, we have a 4-inch screen, so a bigger screen, with a resolution of 480x800 pixels, and this results in a PPI of 233, so lower on the HTC, but overall the 4-inch display is a lot nicer to navigate around, as well as also for typing. When we see right here that, for example, on a Google search, we see that the keyboard is really cramped down on the Sony Xperia Sola due to the 3.7-inch screen, and it's a little bit wider here on the HTC Desire X, which is just a nicer experience overall. And so I really have to say I prefer the 4.0-inch screen, despite it having a lower PPI. But to be honest, when you take a closer look at this, both screens look really great. If you take a look here at the Xperia Sola, you see right there, it's a really nice, vibrant and also clear screen. And here on the HTC, the screen isn't just quite as bright, but still it looks great and not really any pixelation on there, despite if you're going like really close to it. But in normal use, you really shouldn't have any issue with the screen on the HTC. Now when we're taking a look at Android on both of those phones, we see that the Xperia Sola is still stuck at Android 2.3.7, which is a real shame. Opposed to that, the HTC Desire X comes out of the box with Android 4.0.4 ice cream sandwich. So a huge advantage right here. For example, multitasking is highly improved and it's just not as outdated as we see right here on the Xperia Sola. According to Sony, there is supposed to be an update available to ICS for the Xperia Sola, but even though we connected it to the laptop and using the PC companion app, it wasn't available. So that's really a shame. And so I have no idea how long it will take until this actually gets ICS. So really a shame on the Xperia Sola, and it kind of ruins the phone, to be honest. Now let's take a closer look at the cameras. One of the nice things is that the Xperia Sola has a dedicated camera button right here. So you can just long press it and then you see that we have the camera right here, and then we can just take a picture with the button, so we don't have to even use the on-screen controls. And then we see right here that also the just sharpness overall is really great. 4 or 5 megapixel camera, there's nothing to complain about. And so now we just take a closer look at the camera of the HTC. So we go also to the camera app. Unfortunately, no dedicated button right here, so we have to use the on-screen controls pretty much. And so let's focus on there and then take a picture. So pretty much the cameras are fairly similar. Pictures also very good. It's kind of darker here when it comes to the actual ES600D. But honestly, that's probably maybe because of this screen, because just a different technology, and the Xperia is really a brighter display. So besides that, 5 megapixel cameras are good and decent these days. It's nothing to be too excited about, but both really do the job fine, and especially if you're like shooting text or something where you just have to do that instead of taking down notes or something, it's completely fine for that. You won't win any prizes with the cameras, but besides that, it's okay. If we take also a look on the back, we have Beats audio right here down on the HTC, and also this kind of soft grip finish right here, which feels really nice in the hand. But honestly, the speaker on the Xperia Sola is far superior to the one that we actually see right here on the HTC. The Sola has the speakers down here, if you can see it right there, and they're just a lot louder, and just overall the sound quality is better. NFC to me honestly is still like a gimmick. There are some Xperia smart tags that come with the phone, but the software that's included for the programming of those smart tags isn't really too good. And besides that, we have to say we had some issues with Wi-Fi here on the Xperia Sola. Didn't want to connect to the Wi-Fi network, and that happened multiple times despite switching routers even. And so this is really a no-go on the Xperia. It might be only limited to this model and not really a mistake or a fault of the whole Xperia Sola lineup. But overall, the user experience is a lot nicer here on the HTC Desire X. Also, things like multitasking due to ICS is a lot better. If you see kind of like a rainbow effect on the screen on the HTC, this is something that you don't see in real life. I noticed that on the camera, but this really doesn't happen in real life. I assume it's probably because the coding that's on the screen or something. In real life, there's really no difference. And so I have to say, I honestly really prefer the HTC. Talking about prices, we picked up the HTC Desire X for 259 euros unlocked and the Xperia Sola for 237 euros unlocked. And even though the HTC Desire X is a little bit more expensive, I would recommend to anyone spending those extra few bucks because the 4-inch screen really makes a huge difference. Overall, the feel in the hand due to the curved design is a lot nicer. It feels better, it feels higher quality, and also with all the things about the narrow display, using the keyboard, the issues with the Wi-Fi, still not having ICS, the HTC is really the way to go, and I can completely recommend it. My girlfriend is really happy with this phone, and it actually replaced a first-gen iPhone for her, and just overall great phone, and I can really recommend it to anyone. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to hit the subscribe button above the video somewhere. Thanks for watching. See you next time.